Hi everyone, I'm Sybille Muschik. Welcome to my Shoreline Studio. We're working with handmade paper today to create some little Christmas ornaments with that personal touch. In a way, we're painting with paper. For larger pieces, check out episode 19, where I go through the paper making process in detail. Okay, we're going to be working with some fun little items. This is a tree. And I either use little cookie cutters or things I've cut out myself. These I've cut out myself. And we have a variety of different colored paper. And all we basically do is pour it and then cooch it onto a surface. So I'll use a spoon. It's a bit of a messy process, and some of the colors right now look like this green looks really disgusting. But once you get it dried, you'd be surprised. So I'm just going to put a bunch of pulp. It will drain into the basin here. And paper pulp like this, when it dries, will become quite thin, which is surprising, but there you go. So we just go through the same process again. Have your bucket handy, damp it off. Once you have it fairly level with the background, just keep taking all the moisture off. And when you lift that off, the strange edges will come with it, so it should be good. Okay, that's our tree. We can add ornamentation after we lift that off. So I'm just going to be doing the rest of them. We'll do green for the pear, and we'll add a little yellow for interest. I've put an extra this is that just screening material that you use for mosquitoes. And I have extra pieces on hand. Now, is it covering the pear? Yeah, if you can see underneath here, it's a perfect shape. Okay, let's hope that comes off properly so we don't have any problems. Okay, the next one. We'll change, maybe we'll do a red star. I think Mars is the closest it's been for a while. So, of course it's not a star, it's a planet, but whatever. Yeah, we're just going to dump that out. Make sure you've covered all the ends there. And it's consistently about the same shape and dipped, thickness. There we go. So these make really great Christmas gifts for ornaments. You can probably collage them onto another work for cards. You could make jewelry out of them for that matter. We're going to be adding a little bit of glitz and glitter. Of course, you don't want to get that stuff around too much. But I have a nice little container here. What is this stuff? Glitter caddy. So it has a little movable thing that opens to the hole, and you only get that glitter. And we have Mr. Snowman. This would be a great project for kids. Oops, I gotta make sure that this is off. And you can use a cookie cutters, and you just pour the paper on in through the cookie cutter. And kids would probably love to make these. Then you just punch a hole once it's dry and put a nice ribbon on it, and you've got a hanger, a very nice light hanger for Christmas. I'm just putting the screen on again and getting rid of the... Now, handmade paper, even though it looks kind of gray at this level, once it dries, it really is surprisingly white. And I've used old paintings, you know, watercolor paper, you could use, you know, your copy paper, bond paper, and just shred it and blend it. Okay, now if we're really lucky, we should be able to get our forms off and have a good image. It's okay, we'll just do it this way, holding its shape. And I think our snowman went a little strange here, but we'll just push them into place. And then as it dries a little bit, you can clean up the edges. Here's our pear. If it's not behaving, it's quite malleable. You can push it however you want. And we can take some of that off of there. Okay, here's our star. And again, I would probably damp it dry a little bit more. Now at this level, you can add the embellishments. So for the star, let's put a little bit of, and we can sprinkle that to make the star. Just smooth it out. And really push it into the paper so that it sticks. Once it's dry, then you can cut it from the back or from the front to get the right shape, so it's fine. Okay, now you have to be careful with this glitter stuff because it will get everywhere. Try and get it off your spoon. And that's looking fabulous already. With the pear, you can get quite creative. We can put a little highlight on one side. There we go. And same with the tree, maybe some parts of the tree are lit up. And of course you could put snow on. So we might pile some snow on there. And if it's an indoor tree, then you can use your glitter to put some other features on there. I'm just going to use the blue for the blossom end. And the red for the stem. Now in this case, you'll have to be careful that it's the right shape. You can't do it from the back. I'm damping off the paper with the handmade paper pulp that we've added. And it helps sort of squish it into place too. And you can adjust with tools or your fingers. So, Mr. Snowman, all right. I've adjusted the hat a little bit. And so we'll give him some red buttons. And a blue hat. The way to make the colored paper is just to buy some craft paper and make pulp out of it by putting it in your, with water in your blender. Canson My Tint paper is also archival, and that's probably your best bet for what you want. Okay, and a couple of blue eyes. So you can, do the features however you like. He's looking very cute. He has a nose. Now if you wanted to make it look like a carrot, I would just scrunch up some orange and yellow and mix it a little bit, and then that gives us orange. Well, there's all sorts of carrots, aren't there? Even purple and blue ones. So you make up a bit of a carrot nose here. Put it on that side so it doesn't interfere with the buttons. There's his nose. You could put a blue scarf on him. There's all sorts of things you can do. So press that down again so that everything combines. If you want things to be more permanent, you could add medium when you finish, like a matte medium. He does have a strange nose. It's red on the end. It's cold out there, that's why he's got a red nose. And why don't we just decorate his hat a little bit with some. You might have to adjust his buttons a little bit more. And we'll give him a little flower on his hat. Could do a hat band too, I guess. But a flower would be good. You can use your fingers, or the spoons help, or a plastic knife. All those kind of things work. Don't forget to press it down again. Okay. And with the tree, I wanted to put a little bit of snow maybe on the very top. in there. Tap it off. And you can push it into position here. And we'll give it maybe a blue base, just for a touch of color. There we go. If you want shadows underneath the snow, then you can add some of the blue there. And while the paper is wet like this, it will combine and it will not come apart. All right, so now basically you just let them dry. And as I said, when you finish drying it, you cut the shape so that you get the back the same as the front. And you could probably paint it by hand or leave it plain. You could use acrylic paint to do details in the back, or even add other details on the paper itself. So it's open to other mediums as well. And the star is, I think, particularly lovely. Just be careful with this glitter stuff. So have fun with this. These would make great little gifts, and you can just punch a hole in there and hang it on your tree. The Silly Snowman. And I don't recommend children doing this without extreme supervision because of the sparkles. You have to be very careful with that. The sparkles get in the air and you might breathe them, and it's really not good. I would, if you're working at all with your family, then leave the sparkles out until you have some time to do it by yourself. Okay, so it's better if you do it the way I did it, where you're putting paper on the back and then you take it out of the form. Here's one of the cookie cutters. This is what I used, and of course this piece. And here's one that was for a flower, and I had pushed everything in place rather than letting it overlap, and it broke on me. So just having it overlap in the back and then waiting for it to dry totally, and then you can cut the edges nicely, or just wet your finger and push it into place, and I think that works the best. So give handmade paper ornaments a try, and you can use your own shapes or cookie cutters. Join us again for another art session here at Shoreline Studio. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.